Want your question answered? You've got to send a text message. Take out your cell phone and type out your question. Then send it to 336-379-5775. Don't call. You must send a text message if you want your question answered.
Assistant Fire Chief Tad Byram works for Winston-Salem Fire Department. He is here to answer your questions about fireworks and fire safety. All right, so this person is asking this question. If we water our grass first, can we set off firecrackers and mortar shell fireworks safely?
Okay, well, first of all, the firecrackers and mortar shells are illegal in North Carolina. Even if you water the grass, we don't recommend that you use your Safe and Sane fireworks on grass. You're better off using a paved surface rather than grass.
A paved surface, you got to have that hose out there and a phone, you said, to call 911 just in case.
That's exactly right. You want that phone just in case something happens and gets out of hand. Pay attention to the weather conditions. If there's a burning ban on, you probably shouldn't be lighting off fireworks.
So the first thing that a lot of people will say is, okay, if someone does get hurt, should they be calling 911 or should they just put the person in the car and get them to the hospital?
You can go ahead and call 911. Our fire stations are set up where we have basically a 4 to 5 minute response time in the majority of the city. So we're going to get there fast, the backup for Forsyth County EMS. But if you have a question, if you think, should I call for an ambulance or fire truck, just go ahead and call 911.
The worst that happens is you got to send them home with like nothing that happened, but you know, that way you at least know that you're getting taken care of. All right, this person says, what's the difference between firecrackers and fireworks?
Well, fireworks is a big, broad, general term that's going to describe everything from what you see at sporting events, flying in the air, to bottle rockets, firecrackers, sparklers, so on and so forth. A firecracker is generally something with a fuse and some powder in it that just explodes when you light it.
And we're going to say it one more time. Firecrackers are illegal in the state of North Carolina.
That's correct.
Okay. This person says, if I live in a residential area, how far away should I be to deploy fireworks? Or should I just not deploy them at all? I'm wondering I'm guessing what your answer is going to be.
Of course, we remain adamant saying, let the professionals do it, attend the show. If you have any doubts or questions, should I do this, you probably shouldn't do it. But you need to keep in mind your neighbors when you do these things.
All right, and this person is saying, where do you recommend us to buy legal North Carolina fireworks?
We can't recommend any specific place, but at least in Winston-Salem, you'll see big tents set up in parking lots throughout town with vendors selling fireworks. And of course, you can go to the big box stores and the grocery stores. They'll have them as well, convenience stores. We just don't recommend that you go to South Carolina, Tennessee, places like that to get the fireworks.
Okay, and can you talk a little bit about, you referenced this in the first segment, just about how you go to each one of those tents to see what they're selling?
That's correct. Our Fire Prevention Bureau sends assistant fire marshals to inspect each one of those tents to make sure that they're selling the correct fireworks and they're legal in North Carolina. And we also do spot checks at the grocery stores and big box stores.
All right, and this next question is simply, what fireworks are illegal versus what fireworks are legal?
Okay, like we said, basically a good rule of thumb is if it comes from out of state, it is probably going to be illegal, but firecrackers, M80s, Roman candles, bottle rockets, anything that spins around, those are going to be illegal. The ones that would be legal in North Carolina are going to be things like smoke bombs, sparklers, these little devices that emit little showers of sparks, and the little glow snakes, glow worms, that type of thing.
All right, and this next question is, if the fireworks catch something in my house on fire, what's the first thing I should do? And I'm guessing they're asking, do I call 911 or do I grab the fire extinguisher or the hose?
First of all, get everybody out of the house. Hopefully you've practiced a exit drill and you have a meeting place that everybody will go to, but then call 911 and let us come and help you out. All fires start out small, and the longer that you wait to call us, the bigger the fire will be when we get there.
So call 911 first. Now, if you can, and you do have a fire extinguisher, should you use it?
If you've been trained and you understand how to use the fire extinguisher, you know that this is a small fire that the extinguisher will control, then certainly an extinguisher is an option, but we do suggest that you get somebody calling 911 immediately. We do have a fire extinguisher here as an example. And of course, this is a larger one we carry on the fire engines, but basically we use the acronym PASS, P-A-S-S, and that stands for pull the pin, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and then sweep side to side until you get the fire out.
All right, and I think a lot of people think, well, I'll just be able to do it when the time comes, but it is something that you actually have to like kind of physically go through it once before you're in a, a scary situation.
That's right. Just because you have the extinguisher doesn't necessarily mean you're prepared to use it. And everyone is more than welcome to contact the Winston-Salem Fire Department for information and training.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you kind of giving us a show and tell on how things work and answering our questions. And we are hoping that you guys have a safe 4th of July as well. For those of you who may have missed a few of the questions, we've got them for you. They'll be in the 2 Wants to Know section. We'll be streaming each one of these interview segments.